Well, obviously, it's a big day. We always have this great tradition of celebrating MLK Day here. People know you, the kids know you. I remember growing up with you. And your message, it came out strong in your music. What can people expect to hear from you tonight? Your message about as we celebrate Martin Luther King Day.
I think the people want to be able to be revalidated on the importance of themselves. And Dr. King taught people that his whole message was about their insides instead of their outsides. And we're living in a system that kind of talks about nowadays like how you can just be an individual and stay like that, don't even get together. Um, and just a lot of those attributes that keep us from coming together. So I'll just be talking not about myself, but exactly what those things that Dr. King talked about in his speeches across his 39 years of age is that he didn't use youth as an excuse. So I mean a lot of things that I might talk about is probably what people have inside them already, and maybe bring them out, and people are like, oh yeah, I thought that all along. Because I think, with something that happened 45 years ago with Dr. King being, assassinated, the whole question is like, okay, what are you going to do with the legacy that he left? It's more than a statue. It's more than, words on a speech. It's like, how do you make these things, applicable and practical to your everyday life? So that's important, and maybe I can help that along as somebody who's written songs.
One last question for you. As somebody who's written songs, you've been in the entertainment industry, all your life. And, you've taken a kind of a different course. You've really gotten into the social justice. You're involved in a lot of efforts. What keeps you going? Is it the music and the new messaging? Is it what's happening in the streets? I kind of see you doing two things.
Well, I mean, we're multifaceted as artists and musicians. And musicians, I come from an era where it was Bob Marley, Bob Dylan, Bobby Womack, who, whatever the government or the politics did not say, the musicians would say that. And it's important for musicians and artists to kind of like supplement those things going on in the community and society, educators. So educators don't have to worry about getting their students to understand how to get on first base, the first base of life. It should be up to society and artists to get people to get a comprehension of what's going around them, and then educators could just bring them home. But once you have educators that got to teach them that, just how to get on, how to understand throughout the whippings of mass distraction, then that makes it a little difficult. So artists got to help in that, not hurt.
Thank you very much.
Hope you can find something in there, some sound bite. I don't know if I gave you a good one, but
Well, I think just the fact that you're here and that you're wanting to do this. Any thoughts on Grand Rapids? Is this your first time here?
no, I've been to 93 countries many times over. So I've been to Grand Rapids. I had the pleasure to speak at Grand Valley State 11 years ago, but
Yeah.
I'm a driver, so I've driven through the beautiful Grand Rapids quite often, on a 96 and 196, and the buildings that the auto magnates left in the state, just cannot be duplicated. So, it's a beautiful state naturally, and it's a beautiful state just with the buildings and the architecture and the structures that were left from the magnificent auto industry beginnings all over throughout the state. That and cereal and all those other industries.
When was the last time you were in Detroit? That's my hometown. I'm from Detroit. I grew up in.
I was in Detroit a couple months ago. I'm going to drive to Detroit, and
Are you?
yeah, sit and meditate in front of Motown Museum.
Yeah, exactly. Lowtown is still my hometown. I love that city.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.